Gosh, she's such an amazing singer, isn't she? Absolutely amazing music. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Carrie Underwood singing for Linda Ronstedt's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I cannot wait. I love Carrie Underwood. Let's see what she's up to with her vocal technique. Oh, before I get to Carrie, if you are looking to improve your vocal technique, you need to check out the link in the description below because my online singing school, the Vocal Academy, is accepting one-to-one students and we'd love to see you there.
Carrie Underwood.
Okay, so actually I've never heard this song, even though I do love Linda Ronstedt. You're probably going to say, you're not a big enough fan anyway. So we guys, da, da. So we're on the A4 there, the A above middle C. Da, da. We're in a chest voice sound. Now, this is sounding quite loud actually for the beginning of the song. And I think Carrie's a fantastic vocalist. It'd be interesting to know where she goes with this. But this is a thicker vocal fold sound. And we're going to probably be talking a little bit about this sort of like twang for this country sound, obviously, that, you know, Carrie has in her voice.
Oh, can't you tell by the way I run every time you make eyes at me? Oh, you cry and moan and say it will work out.
So you see, you cry. She's going up there, cry. She got that ha ha ha, which is a really great way to actually help you access that thicker vocal fold sound as you're going further up. But you notice that she's not really opening her mouth very wide unless she's going onto those more open vowels. You cry, bo-do-do-do-do-do-do, because it's a real common misconception that we need to open our mouth really wide when we're singing.
You cry and moan and say it will work out. But honey child, I've got my doubts. You can't see the forest for the trees. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's not that I knock it, it's just that I am not in the market for a boy who wants.
Gosh, she's such an amazing singer, isn't she? Just such a fantastic sound. And actually that, look, I'm not from America. I am not trying to make fun of Carrie's accent, but that, to try, oh, that sort of, that twang that she's got going on, we know that she has that in her natural accent as well. So she's not trying to put that on. She's just not taking it out of her sound. Now, twang is a tightening of the area above the larynx. I actually have quite a great deal of twang in my own sound. That's that part of my accent. But this is either inbuilt into your accent or it's not. Not all accents are created equal. So whether you struggle with the sound or not could be due to your own natural setup of your own accent.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's not that I knock it, it's just that I am not in the market for a boy who wants to love only me. Yes, and I ain't saying you ain't pretty. All I'm saying, I'm not ready for any person, place, or thing to try and pull the reins in on me. So goodbye, I'll be leaving, I see no sin.
Okay, so as I said, it was quite loud to start the song with, and it's actually really hard to build the song when we start so loud. So again, Carrie is her own human being. She's a very successful singer. She can do whatever she wants, but I would suggest to my students to start the song a little bit quieter, just so that we've got somewhere to build from. Because I really feel like, this sort of already feels like we've reached the sort of emotional high point of the song. And I just really like to go on a little bit more of a journey with the singer, but, you know, call me a musical theater person. So we're noticing as well when she's going into the me, when she's going into these closed vowels like an E, the mouth is very closed there. That's actually very challenging. Let's just watch back on that.
I'm not ready for any person, place, or thing to try and pull the reins in on me.
Yeah, in on me, so. Okay, so we're on the G4 there. So that's not very high in the chest voice range. But the me, you can hear that she's really having to keep the tongue forward, which is what we really need to do anyway with our singing, in order to make sure that we're still staying in those thicker vocal folds. Now, Carrie is the ultimate professional, and she's been doing this for a really long time. So she's probably figured out a tongue and a mouth position that really fits her for these closed vowels. And that's why it's really important to get like individualized feedback on these things, because I might say that's what Carrie is doing and you might give it a go and it might not work for you. So that, for example, wouldn't work for me, which is why at my online singing school, the Vocal Academy, we are accepting one-to-one singing students, because we really want to make sure that you're getting that personalized feedback. So you can apply down in the description below.
Pull the reins in on me. So goodbye. I'll be leaving. I see no sense in this crying and grieving. We'll both live a lot longer if you live without me.
So we let's just go back on that, because we've got this really
So goodbye.
So we've got so goodbye. If we watch this still right here, we're actually seeing a forward tongue placement. You might look at that and think like, oh, Zoe, this tongue's really flat in the mouth. It's not. The sides of the tongue are up. We've got a dip in that bit of the tongue, but really it is forward behind these bottom teeth. So the way in which we dip that middle section of the tongue, that's going to darken the sound slightly. Goodbye, without pulling the tongue right back and pushing on top of the larynx, which is a common occurrence if we are trying to darken that tone, and we don't want that because we go out of tune or swallow the note. And I mean, it is only on the A4 there, so I mean, it's not really like we're going to pull everything down, but the A4 for some people is already quite high in their chest voice register.
I'll be leaving. I see no sense in this crying and grieving. We'll both live a lot longer if you live without me. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's not that I knock it. It's just that I'm not in the market for a boy who wants to love only me. Yes, and I ain't saying you ain't pretty. All I'm saying, I'm not ready for any person, place, or thing to try and pull the reins in on me. So goodbye. I'll be leaving. I see no sense.
Oh, she's just fantastic, isn't she? And Linda wrote, like, I'm just listening to the lyrics and I just really love it. Linda Ronstadt wrote some absolutely amazing music. And also, you know, like really ballsy for that time, especially, you know, when Linda was at the height of her fame, really, you know, singing it all about basically she just really wants to be alone. She doesn't want to, you know, have anyone holding her back. That was, you know, very forward for that sort of time. But again, I'm not like an expert on her, so please don't come for me about that. I really like the lyrics. So can you hear now that Carrie's really trying to build the song a little bit, but because she started so loud right at the beginning, we're really struggling to kind of like go up to that next level, which is what we'd really need at this section. But I'd be really interested to see this with Linda's version as well.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's not that I knock it. It's just that I'm not in the market for a boy who wants.
So we can hear not in the market. And I'm not a country singer yet, but we've got that ha ha ha, not in the market. I'm really bad at that. but you get what I'm meaning. That sort of like really typical country sound. And that's actually a bit of a yodel. So what we're doing there is we've got the chair, not in the... That sounds so awful, Zoe. And it sounds like I'm not making fun of her. It's just like, I'm not very good at the sound. So we're going from the thicker vocal fold into the stiff vocal fold and back again. Not in the, not in, huh. So we're going from that stiff thick to stiff to thick again, but really quickly. Not in the market, not in the, without letting a huh out in the middle of it, is the way that we're kind of going to make that sound. Really just immediately signals to our ears that this is a country artist singing this song, which is really fantastic. And also really the way in which the accent plays a role in country music kind of signals as well to our ears, like, this is country music. But yeah, these are just sort of like stylistic things that come into particular songs. So no matter what those artists are singing, if we hold them in there, then it's always going to sound like a country artist singing a non-country song, which is also very cool as well. Totally up to you as performers.
I'm not in the market for a boy who wants to love only me. Yes, and I ain't saying you ain't pretty. All I'm saying, I'm not ready for any person, place, or thing to try and pull the reins in on me. So goodbye, I'll be leaving. I see no sense in this crying and grieving. We'll both live a lot longer if you live.
So we'll both live a lot longer. You can see there were two ways that she could have done it. Both live a lot longer and allow the larynx to go with her on that pitch, or go both live a lot longer, which she kept the larynx high, which Carrie Underwood does have a slightly higher larynx position, which is what helps her to create this wonderful thicker vocal fold sound with such ease. That also coupled with her natural accent and the way that she speaks is basically like the perfect recipe for belting and for the higher chest voice. But do not be discouraged if you don't come from somewhere that has this really lovely high larynx position with these lovely forward tongue and also these lovely forward bright vowels, because everybody can learn how to do that. And the first option is to really check out my free singing lesson available in the description below, because I will take you through how to get a better vocal fold closure with your accent, and then we work on this as the next step. So check it out down below. You get much thicker vocal fold contact. Your sound will be fuller in the lower part of your range.
Live without me.
So I just wanted to add that little bit in there where you heard her speak. Now, there wasn't really much of a difference between the way that Carrie was speaking there and the way that she was singing. So that's also really important to note. Like, what is the natural setup of the speaking voice? What are you trying to achieve with your singing voice? And especially in the beginning, we don't really want the two to be that far apart. Now, I know you're going to give me a load of examples of singers who don't sound anything like their speaking voices, but I'm talking about like the bare bones right at the beginning of the singing journey. We want to make sure that and this is if the speaking voice is not affected in any way, and the speaking voice is working without you losing your voice, and there's not too much pressure. We want to transfer that into our singing right at the beginning. So well done. Oh my goodness me. I don't think I've looked at Carrie Underwood on this channel before. I don't really teach country music, but I do really love this sound. And I think Linda Rodsted's music is absolutely fantastic. It's a perfect example of how the stylistic choices that we make in the sort of those little flips in there and the accent play a huge role in our ears kind of thinking like, this sounds like a country song. And that is something that I have lots of masterclasses about stylistic choices that we're making within our singing, so that we can make our sounds even that little bit better, to signify that we're in either a rock sound or a pop sound or a musical theater sound, because it's really important that we do get those along with our singing training. So everything's down in the description below for you to take a look at. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Carrie's performance and what I should have a look from her next, because I do really love her vocals and I know that she can sing from A to Z, and I would really like to have a look at that. So let me know what I should have a look at. If you've enjoyed this video, honestly, it helps me hugely. Hit that subscribe button so that I can help more people like yourself with their vocal technique for free here on YouTube, and I absolutely love it. Hanging out with you and analyzing people's live vocals. I've had a look at Dolly Parton before on the channel, so it's very similar in that sort of sound. So I'm going to put up some Dolly up here. And until we take a look at Carrie next time, have an awesome rest of the day. And just remember, anyone can learn to sing. That's what I'm here to help you to do. Ka kite anō.